What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chance Ellison.
And I'm Russell Howe.
And this is our review of Ad Astra. So, not only is that a fun title to say, I'm trying. Ad Astra. Ad Astra. No idea what it means. I have no idea. But Ad Astra is a sci-fi film directed by James Gray. He did The Immigrant. He did Lost City of Z, which I thought was really good. And it stars Brad Pitt as this guy. He's an astronaut. And, you know, there's these power surges all over the world. And it's coming from this project on Neptune, which his dad, by Tommy Lee Jones, is a part of. So now he's got to try, go on this journey, figure all this out, figure out what's going on with his dad. Is he alive? What is this Project Lima? You know, he's got to go into space and figure out all this stuff, all this good stuff going on.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, as a benefit, this might be the best looking movie I've seen this year.
The cinematography is beautiful. I said in my Stardust review, I kind of compare it with the 2001 Space Odyssey, Gravity, such films like that take place in space that are, about space, that are just so beautiful to watch unfold on the screen. I think this one's just another beautiful, it really puts you in, that type. Even I'll even go with First Man that we reviewed. I just think it was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, the cinematography was great. The special effects are awesome. Yeah. I feel like like every year there's that movie, that big like prestige sci-fi movie that comes in and just sweeps the leg out from under whatever was going to win best visual effects before it came out. I feel like it's going to be that movie.
It might be.
Don't be surprised if you see this win best visual effects at the Oscars next year.
I wouldn't be surprised just because of the fact how, like I said, it's beautiful on the screen. Did you get to see it in IMAX?
I did go see it in IMAX.
How much? That probably it makes it even a lot better.
It does. It looks incredible in IMAX. I will say, if you get a chance to see it, if you do see it on the biggest screen possible.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's how it would play out like that.
Yeah, the production design is also really good because it takes place in this future where it says the near future, but the future where like space flight is now space travel is now commercial.
Yeah.
So basically, this is what Elon Musk is working towards right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go to the moon. You can go to Applebee's on the moon in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, and so what I admire is the fact that they took a very realistic approach. I feel like if we ended up colonizing other planets, this is what it would look like.
Yeah.
How when Blade Runner came out, all future cities started to look the same. This I feel is the futuristic city that I feel like we could be working toward this within the next 40, 50 years.
It doesn't feel too far fetched, I guess is what you're saying. You know what I mean?
You buy it.
Yeah. It's not like Back to the Future where you're in flying cars and all this.
We're still waiting for Jaws 19.
Yeah, I mean, we're waiting. It hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened.
But
yeah, you feel like this is an attainable kind of goal. You feel like this is where we would end up if we did colonize the planets and the moon. Also, the sound design of this movie is also really cool. I admire it just because I admire the aspect that for a lot of it is pretty quiet, out in space, because there is no sound in space. So I admire the fact that the sound design they do use is actually it's used really effectively.
Yeah, because how you said, there is no sound in space, so a lot of that, you have to kind of, go with that when you're out in space. So it's utilized effectively, I think, in this film.
And this is 110% the Brad Pitt show. Brad Pitt carries this movie from beginning to end, and he gives a fantastic performance.
Absolutely. I think, Pitt really is coming into his own. I mean, not saying that he wasn't a great actor, but I think as he's getting older now, he's starting to take roles and take chances with things I don't think he necessarily would have done early in his career.
No, he wouldn't
have. To me, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, fantastic film. Love the back and forth with him and Leo. And I think he is just as vital of a part of that film as Leo is in this. And same thing with this one. He carries this film. I can't see another lead actor carrying this film like Pitt does.
Well, I mean, I could, but honestly, Pitt's fantastic, and honestly, I have a great respect for Brad Pitt, just because you think about it, this is a dude who could have just ridden on his good looks during his entire career.
Yeah.
But no, he takes time to no, you know what, I am a great actor, and I'm going to show you that in roles like Ad Astra, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Moneyball, and all these other great roles he's taken over the years. So Brad Pitt, one of the best actors working today. Yeah. This is a great showcase right here. I think between this Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he's probably looking at an Oscar nomination this year.
I would.
I would
I would.
I would bet on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's what I was going to say, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins that just because of the fact I think he's due. It's one of those ones where it's like you realize he really hasn't been nominated too many times for acting awards, you know?
Yeah, but he's fantastic in this film, and really, like we said, look, like the supporting actors in this movie they don't have a lot of screen time. It's pretty much all Pitts.
Which is crazy because they build Liv Tyler as like a main bill up too, and
Yeah,
like,
Liv Tyler, she barely says anything.
She literally is in a couple flashback scenes, and that's about it, man. It's like what? Yeah, it's unfortunate because I love Liv Tyler. I think she's a really good actress. I wish she get a little bit more chance to showcase what she has. You know what I mean? Obviously, Lord of the Rings obviously was her breakout.
It's been a while since we've seen like a good performance from Liv Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, like The Strangers, I enjoyed her in. I liked, you know, I like her as an actress. I just feel like we don't get enough of her at all. Like she's almost like I would say like a Nev Campbell. You don't get her very often. You know what I mean?
So Liv Tyler's gonna start in the next Dwayne Johnson movie.
I'd
be down, honestly.
Because Nev Campbell already has. So let's
Nev Campbell did it.
Cross it off. Skyscraper 2. He breaks up with Nev Campbell and is married to Liv Tyler now. There you have it.
Maybe that's how he goes. Skyscraper 2.
Done deal.
And he doesn't have an arm this time. But yeah, I mean, the supporting cast. I mean, you have Tommy Lee Jones, who's in it for he's in it for a little bit. Most of his scenes take place via like flashback and via like video monitors.
Yeah.
Ruth Nega's in it for 2 scenes. Donald Sutherland's in it for like the first act.
Yeah, not in it very long. It's crazy they utilize these actors and they're underutilized, I should say.
Also, the random cast in this movie, like Jamie Kennedy's in this movie somewhere. I couldn't find him, but he's in it.
I couldn't find him either. I didn't even
comment
know he
below
was
if
in
you
it.
find Jamie Kennedy in this movie.
Seriously, and let us know what scene or like in what part of in what time frame of the movie he's in, so we have an idea. Because I literally, the
main reason I would want to rewatch the movie is to find Jamie Kennedy in this.
Seriously, now is he dressed up like Malibu's Most Wanted, Jamie Kennedy?
In that case, we could have found him.
Well, yeah,
I really believe we could have found him.
If he had that big thick gold chain on. Oh man,
the bleach hair, but yeah, I mean, but like you speak about like Brad Pitt, you can't imagine another actor carrying something like Brad Pitt does. This feels like it was written for Ryan Gosling.
Gosling could, I mean, because obviously he did it with First Man.
Main reason because like a lot of this time, there's a lot of stretch of time where Brad Pitt just doesn't say a lot.
Yeah, but but the emotions conveyed on his face. And I know, but we say that about Ryan Gosling because he's a good actor like that too.
Yes.
But I think Pitt does it effectively. It's all in the cheekbones, you know.
He does. Like this is Brad Pitt doing a Ryan Gosling performance.
Yeah,
and he does it just well.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Like there are scenes where like all the acting is just in his face. There's certain like ticks and certain like twitches he has. I'm just like, God damn, that is some acting right there.
But you can even compare it. Like I would even say I compare, Gosling's First Man right with Brad Pitt in this film.
It's a very equatable performance.
The characters are super similar.
They are.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that one's based on a real guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and something that you were telling me about, like you had a problem with the pacing in this movie.
Just because of the fact I knew this was a space movie, obviously, and I knew space films usually they take their time. They're slow burns, and I even messaged you that when you said you were going to go see it. To me, the 2 hours, it does drag at times, and just like any film, when the movie hits, it hits. But when it starts to muddle down, it starts to muddle down, and that 2 hour runtime does feel a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think just because I kept hearing it was slow paced that I was expecting it to be slower than it actually was, but I thought it went by. I'm not gonna say it went by fast. It went by appropriately. Like this movie, it doesn't move at a running pace. It doesn't always move at a brisk walking pace. It walks.
It walks. I mean, there's times where it really walks a little bit slower than other times, but again, when it hits, it hits.
It really does. And I will say, like, the ending is something that's going to, I think it's going to, I don't know, divide a lot of people, maybe like confuse a lot of people, just because, just like the direction the film's going, the way it ends kind of leaves some questions unanswered. It leaves you wondering. I see what it's going for, but I feel like people have a problem with the ending. I can understand people have a problem with the ending. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense because it does. I mean, I kind of could tell, like when what was happening at the end was happening. I said they're going to end it like this, and sure enough, as soon as I said that, they rolled credits. I kind of figured that's how they were going to do it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it fell. I'd be lying if I said it hit for me. It fell a little flat. I liked it. I didn't love it. That's the ending where
Yeah.
kind of the ending and the resolutions kind of where it kind of loses me. But I still think it's I still think it's a good journey with a great performance and just
Oh, yeah. On that.
a really great spectacle film.
Oh, absolutely. And like how we were saying, the cinematography is perfect in this film. It's beautiful. It really puts you in space. And I think that's what they were going for. Mission accomplished. You know, I think it's like I said, it's a beautiful film to watch. You and kind of how you said it. Recommend probably seeing it in IMAX. Obviously, I saw it in regular screen, and I can only imagine IMAX would immerse yourself even more into that environment.
All right, so going to our ratings, Russell.
I'm I'm boring with this. I'm gonna say matinee again.
Nice.
This is 3 in a row for those counting at home. To me, it's
I don't
okay.
think it's three. It's not 3 in a row. It's like 3 out of 4. If not
3 out of
mistaken.
4. Well, me, okay. Great performances from Brad Pitt. I'm not going to take that away from him. Okay. I wish they would have utilized the supporting cast a little bit more, like how you and I were talking about. The pacing of this film, it does kind of muddle at times. But when we're in space, when we're when things are happening and action's taking place, that's when you really immerse yourself in this film. But like I said, the pacing of the film, it does muddle at times. A 2-hour runtime can feel like a little bit longer. But overall, I enjoyed the film. I thought the cinematography was beautiful. I thought, all in all, it's a solid film. But it's not one of those ones you have to rush out to go see. If it's one of those ones, if you go to a cheaper matinee showing, I think that is where this would probably shine best. And yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna my suspicions I was giving you. I think I'm gonna echo. I'm also gonna give this a matinee, but a very enthusiastic matinee. I would say, like, if you have the chance to see it in IMAX, like if you have A-list like me and you can see it in IMAX for like just no extra charge, go do that just because it is worth the experience. Yeah, it's worth seeing the Brad Pitt performance. Just visually, I think it's absolutely stunning.
For sure.
It's like a borderline high full price low. I'm sorry, high matinee, low full price for me. But I think I'm looking back, it's probably a matinee. I think like it does drag at times.
Yeah.
The ending does fall a little flat for me, and also I don't think it's as rewatchable for me as other like prestige sci-fi films that have come out in the past. Because like we always say, there's like a big like award caliber sci-fi movie that comes out every year for the past like 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, you had like Gravity that won
Gravity,
Best Director. Yeah.
Interstellar, The Martian, First Man last year.
Yeah.
This happens every year.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is probably, like, ranking among those probably falls somewhere in the middle. I think, it's just not as rewatchable for me as something like The Martian or First Man or really other movies I've seen this year that I'd give it higher ratings to. But I still think it's worth seeing at least once, and I'd see it on the big screen.
And this really does showcase the pinnacle of Pitt's acting career. I really think, we're really seeing a renaissance in his acting career as well, where he's taking more chances. He's doing things he normally wouldn't have done 20, 25 years ago. So I love this. I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to be doing down the road, because he is, like how we said it before, he could easily have banked it on his looks and did chick flicks and did this and that, whatever would sell, and he didn't do that. He went and did different things that other people weren't doing, like Tree of Life, or he was doing like 7 Years in Tibet, other films at the time that people are like, why would this actor do this when he could easily have cashed it in and done mainstream films? You know what I mean?
Which is why, like, another reason I say see a matinee. I have a great admiration for Brad Pitt, as many people do.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to do it for us at Astro. If you've seen it, what you think about it, leave a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. Russell, anything you want to plug before we head out?
I would say subscribe to my YouTube channel, but it's become our YouTube channel.
This is it.
This is it here. So go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, all that fun stuff. Join our Facebook group, Notorious by Chance, a companion piece that we put up on Facebook where we put polls up. We have you guys vote on what we review. We're going to be getting back into that soon here. I know we're itching to get back into it. You can find that anywhere podcasts are found. Pretty much find me anywhere else talking movies. My other podcast I do with my buddy Hunter Chambliss, the Horoscope podcast. I think we're shooting that tonight. We're going to be talking about Lights Out, the 2016 film. Finally, going to get to that. And I think we have on the docket for next, we're going to be talking about William Friedkin's The Exorcist.
Nice.
He has never seen it, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that. So that'll be our next one we review.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ChanceWars_91. If you're in the Orlando area, buy tickets to Schmo in Orlando, where you see me and my partner Mike Kalinowski take on the Founding Fathers for a third time this time for our shiny belts. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah, like everything Russell said. I mean, join our Facebook group. That's where we get all the first alerts to everything we do. And yeah, that's gonna do it for us here right now. And we will see you next time.